Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Alright guys, so today I'm going to be going over the benchmark test for the Asus Transformer Infinity Pad, also known as the Asus Transformer 700. So let's start with Quadrant. And let's test this out. And I always go over the system information for you guys so you guys can see. Now this isn't always available. So here you are. And then the memory. And now the graphics. It is of course made by NVIDIA. Alright. We have that. And now let's run the full benchmark test. I'm actually going to turn that off. There you go, looks a little bit better now. And I'm going to zoom out because it's going to go on the frames per second soon. Zoom a little bit more so you can see the frames per second at the bottom. Let me turn the brightness a little down. There you go, I think it's easier to see now. Alright. And let's see the results. So our device scored roughly the same, if not a little bit more, compared to the Asus Transformer Prime, and the One X of course is still above this. So I just see the actual score. It is 4085, and I really went ahead in the blue, which of course is the CPU. Memory went pretty well as well, of course, and certain other ones did okay, not the greatest, but here so you can see all the numbers. Actually, I'm not sure if I can show you so you can see that. Nope. Well, you can see all the numbers. No. Okay. So let's just go to the next test then. Oops. Alright. And not Quadrant. I want Antutu. Alright. So let's run Antutu benchmark test now. And remember, I always say Antutu is a little bit more true just because it actually uses the full quad core. I don't think Quadrant is still up to that point where it's using the full quad core, so we'll see about that. And let's test it out. And coming up will be a gaming review for the Asus Infinity Pad, as well as a couple other videos. We're going to compare it to the Galaxy Note 10.1. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to see that one, as well as the new iPad. Test out how the screens, the two best screens on the market right now, test out against each other. And of course test out to see if they really are the best screen. I always say resolution isn't everything. It just depends on everything you put together, so we'll see. Alright, it's finishing up the CPU right now. Tegra 36. Okay, there we go. I was saying it's taking a little bit long for a Tegra quad core. Now it's on the floating performance, and we should see bouncing Android soon. There we go, bouncing Androids. We all love the bouncing Androids. We've already established this on other videos. You have to love the bouncing Androids. Slow down. And this one I always love because the frames per second is a lot bigger on this one, so you guys can always see it more clearly. And frames per second isn't going as quick as I would imagined it would have, but should be fine. Alright, we're almost done with it. If you guys have any questions or anything in particular you want to know about the Asus Transformer Infinity Pad, please feel free to ask. And we're at 92, and just now the SD read and write memory, which generally goes pretty quick. Alright, and now we have our results. Just gonna put it sideways for you guys. And those are the most important things: CPU, GPU, RAM, and now let's take a look at the bar. Submit that. Alright, so when actually using the full processor, you can see that this is above the international version of the Galaxy S3, which does have an Exynos quad core. Now, I think I'm also going to do a benchmark comparison to the Note 10.1 just so you guys can see it side by side and see how that pans out. Alright guys, anything else you have a question about, feel free to ask. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.